A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Not all that bad of a day. A little bit of a wind, so we do have a wind chill. Southerly wind, about 12 miles per hour. It feels like 14 out there on the thermometer. 25 degrees at the airport, 28 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is at 27. Downtown Bay City is at 28. As we go through the remainder of the day, we'll see a pretty good chance of clouds moving in from the west and from the north. It does appear as though we're going to have a system that we're going to have to contend with, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Right now, that system is located over South Dakota, and it is going to be moving into the northwestern part of Wisconsin as we go into the evening hours. So that's the reason why we're going to see a thickening of the clouds, and the winds are going to remain right around south and southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. But then during the day tomorrow, the pace is going to pick up just a little bit. As far as the weather is concerned, if you didn't have a chance to take a look, we posted some pictures on Facebook of Central Tennessee State University, and with the caption being, "Wonder where our snow went." As many of you might know, yesterday we talked about the pathway of that system and what was going to be a major snow event for a good part of the Lower Peninsula, at least the southern 2/3 of the Lower Peninsula, finally wound up being maybe a 3 to 6 inch and a little bit more in southeast Michigan snowfall. But you move south of Michigan, things got a whole lot more interesting. And then you got down into Tennessee, and overnight, Washington, D.C. picking up quite a bit of snow, over 8 inches in some of the areas around D.C. Central Tennessee did pick up somewhere between 6 inches and a foot of snow, and usually they don't get that sort of weather this time of the year or any time for that intent and purpose. But that's exactly what happened. And it does appear as though the series of systems that are moving across the continental United States, the ones that are going to affect us, are going to be coming right straight from the west. We are going to be looking at a low pressure system that's going to be dipping down into Colorado, southern Kansas, Oklahoma. But that one is going to stay to the south, and it's going to run through the lower Tennessee Valley. And once again, that part of the country is going to be on tap for a major snow event, probably occurring here within the next 48 hours. Matter of fact, that low pressure system should generate quite a bit of snow in Missouri, northern sections of Arkansas, western Tennessee, northern portions of Mississippi, as well as Alabama and Georgia over the next 36 hours. So that low, again, as I said, is going to be tracking almost right straight east, but it's going to be originating from Colorado and then Oklahoma. So it's not going to affect our weather at all. System number 1 that we talked about yesterday is the one that's approaching. System number 2, another one that is going to be moving in as we roll into the weekend. So how do you characterize these systems? A warm up, snow, and then a cold down, chill down. And that's what we're going to be looking at. We're looking at a projected high temperature of 32 degrees. So we've got a few degrees yet to go before it's all said and done. Sunshine, but clouds will be on the increase. The temperatures also will be increasing. We're only going to drop down maybe a degree or 2 tonight as far as our low temperature goes. Cloudy, spotty snow showers late in the Great Lakes Bay region. The low pressure system will be over northern Wisconsin, and then it's going to kind of sit there. It's going to hesitate probably for about 6 to 8 hours. And in the meantime, what that means for the state of Michigan, and in particular, the west side of the Lower Peninsula, winter storm warnings are up, will be in effect. Southwestern and west central portions of Michigan are going to be looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 9 inches of snow. This will go into Thursday morning. and they will be looking at gusting winds up to 50 miles per hour. So that means if you're going to be traveling over on the west side of the state, and in particular, really all the way from the Traverse City area all the way down the west side of the Lower Peninsula, you will be experiencing blizzard-like or close to blizzard-like conditions. All across the Upper Peninsula, winter storm warnings are in effect for the western two-thirds of the UP. So if you plan on heading north, and in particular the Gaylord area and then up into the Upper Peninsula, be advised you will be running into very strong gusty winds and heavy snows. As we get a little bit closer to the west central portion, we will see measurable amount of snow, and by that I mean at least 4 inches of snow from the 127 corridor west. And you will be looking at wind gusts to 50 miles per hour in that part of the state from 127 west. To the east of 127, getting a little bit closer to home here, we'll see some wind gusts of 40 to 45 miles per hour. That'll be coming out of the southwest and eventually out of the west, and it will diminish out of the west tomorrow night into early Thursday morning. The chances of snow right now, measurable amount of snow, look fairly good for us in the Great Lakes Bay region. Couple inches. Don't be surprised if we see some 3-inch snowfalls, maybe in the Midland area, Gratiot County, Midland County, looking at maybe extreme western portions of Saginaw County. But the big factor is going to be the winds. Tomorrow's high, 34. Tomorrow's low, 17. So 17 degrees with winds gusting to right around 40 miles per hour later in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night. So that is going to not be a very good time to do any traveling around the Great Lakes Bay region, or for that matter, to the western side and the southern portions of the Lower Peninsula. Thursday, things will be calming down, but the temperatures will be down as well. Few flurries around on Thursday, cloudy skies, 20 for a high, 4 for a low on Thursday night. So probably one of the colder days we have seen so far this season. Friday, 20 degrees for a high with a little bit better chance of seeing some sun. Partly cloudy on Friday night, becoming cloudy, 7 for a low. Then on Saturday, we're going to warm up a little bit. Another low pressure system will be affecting our weather later in the day on Saturday night. 32 for a high, 29 for a low on Saturday night with a chance of snow showers. Then on Sunday, we'll still be cloudy, middle 30s for a high, 12 for a low on Sunday night. And then Monday, we won't hit 20 degrees for a high. Right now, our projected high temperature, 16. To take us all the way through the 17th of the month, we're looking for our temperatures to be at or slightly below normal. Precipitation values will take a little bit of a turn, be closer to average, if not a little bit below average for this time of the year. Sun will set this evening at 5:13, rise tomorrow morning at 8:09. Incidentally, the record for snowfall on this date was set in 1952. We had 5 inches of snow. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Rick Hollister standing by over at the Andersons. We'll find out what's going on there. But before we do that, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Wiki Crop Insurance. Farmers, you can farm this year with confidence. Confident in knowing that Wiki Crop Insurance is available when you need them. Are you a recipient of the FSA WIP Plus program? Remember, as a condition of payment eligibility, you need to obtain crop insurance on your crop paid under WIP Plus. Now's the time to contact Kyle and get all the details. Call him today, 989-284-9975, or visit wikicrop.com. The deadline for crop insurance will come faster than you think, so contact Kyle today. We say good morning and Happy New Year to Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Rick, how we doing today?
Terry, good morning. Happy New Year.
What's happening?
We are off to the races today. Corn, old crop's up 15, new crop's up a nickel. Old crop beans are up 25, new crop is up 8, wheat's up 5, pretty much across the board. So precipitated this morning by soybean oil, kind of the leader. Actually, Malaysian palm oil is at a 1 month high, off to the races this morning, higher. They've got some flooding issues in affecting their production areas for that Malaysian palm oil, which is the largest vegetable oil traded in the world. So that's pulling canola oil, soybean oil higher. Soybean meal was actually lower to start by quite a bit this morning, but it's been pulled back higher too. And it just feels like we've got some new year buying enthusiasm from our speculative crowd. Farmers are not big on selling at this point, and it's just racing us right back to the highs we traded last week. Mixed weather forecast down in South America. There is some rain forecast for Argentina, but the forecasts keep changing there. So a lot to keep an eye on here. We also have drought conditions. Our new crop wheat is being downgraded every week, seems like now. 5 weeks ago, we had of the winter wheat in Oklahoma and Kansas, 50 to 60% of it was rated good to excellent. Now we're more like 20 to 30% with that high windstorm that went through 3 weeks ago, and the drought area is actually expanding a little bit. So they're looking for some weather, some precipitation there. If we could get even some snow, would help those folks feel a little better about their wheat. But severely downgrading the wheat. It hasn't helped wheat prices a lot, but folks are seeing this precipitation coming at them. So wheat isn't participating much in the rally, but pretty much just racing back to corn and soybeans, racing back to last week's highs, Terry, that we traded before the end of last week's sell-off there, going right into the new year. So exciting, lots to watch here, starting out the new year, and markets seem to be able to get a good lift. Outside markets are higher too. The stock markets, equity markets are up strong. I think the Dow Jones average made a new all-time high today. So those markets are kind of, the enthusiasm from there is kind of bleeding back to the grains as well.
So right now on the board, what do you have, Rick?
Okay, at Hemlock at the moment, old crop corn for January delivery here is at 560. New crop at 503. Old crop soybeans at 1337. New crop beans are 1240. The old crop red wheat at 710. New crop is 714. Old crop white wheat's also 710. New crop white wheat for next summer delivery at 719.
Nice to get that updated report, huh?
Yeah, it's
not bad.
Looking better.
Yeah. You take care. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again.
Happy New Year again.
You bet. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The Market Report brought to you by Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. If you've got to supply the food for an event coming up, it's real easy to do. 989-894-5531. They'll have the food ready for you. All you got to do is stop by, pick it up, and you will be a hero at your event. Also a great place to dine in, too. Kryzak's House. Corner of Cass in Michigan on Bay City's south side. And the Market Report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors. That's what it's all about. That's their passion. They understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. Give them a call today and order it. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. What's going on, Doug?
Well, there's no sellers.
Nope.
That's the bottom line. Not a seller in sight. So unlimited money pushing it higher. Like you said, all-time highs on the Dow Jones, the S&P. They're taking a little money off the table on the NASDAQ. Little less speculation on that side. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, that's what's happening. The world population went up 74 million last year, so not a problem there. We're still adding as we go every day, a little bit here, a little bit there. And Ford played the chip crisis very, 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 very brilliantly. Their stock is up 200% this year so far. So far in 21. You only have to sell half as many vehicles when you can double your quadruple your profit margin. So take a lesson there. That's just good business.
Yeah, they got the formula down, don't they?
Here's your numbers. March corn is 605 3/4, up 16.5. The December corn is 552.5, up 5 cents. The March soybeans, 1380 3/4, up 25 1/4. July soybeans, 1392.5, up 21 1/4. The March wheat is 763.5, up 5 1/2, and December wheat is 765, up 2 1/4. Crude oil, 76.97, up 89 cents. Exxon added $100 billion to their market cap in the last 1 year. So they're doing okay. They seem to have played this thing pretty well. Oh, by the way, I heard that canceling a pipeline and making the oil go through trucking or rail transit adds over $4 to a barrel of oil in the cost. So thank you very much, Washington.
Wow.
Yeah. Heating oil is $239.92. That's up 4 cents. The gasoline is $228.48, up 2.5 cents. Natural gas $366.5, down a penny. Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar gets you $1.2703 at the border, down 38 ticks. The yen is at 116.13, up 81 ticks. The euro is at 112.91, down 3 ticks. The dollar is at 96.25, that's up 37 ticks. Gold's at 18.13, up 12.90 an ounce. Silver's at 22.99, up 18 cents. Platinum's at 9.75, up 21 bucks.
Doug, you take care.
Always do. You too.
Talk to you again. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Let's find out what we should be doing these days. Front yard, backyard, wherever. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center, with us right now. Jerry, we're rolling into the new year here. Got some things we should take care of?
Yeah, Terry, right now, if you're looking at doing anything next year, you should really think about contacting whoever you want to help you with that. And next spring, when the garden centers open up, and if there's plant material you're looking for, you should probably be getting at it. We were just having a discussion that a lot of the pipeline for plant material, some of the plants have to be started from a cutting or their beginning of their life is sometimes as much as 13 and 14 years from the time that you actually get them and plant them. Some plants are as short as a year. So like the annual flowers, those are produced every year, but perennials is a 2 to 3 year crop from when someone decides they should start propagating and selling. Some of the woody plants are 7 years, 5 years. So with the downturn in the economy in 2010, everything was starting to get back on track. 40% of the production of the country went down. So that was getting rebuilt and just started to come back strong. And then COVID came. COVID was bad for a lot of industries, but people stayed home, Terry, and they invested in their yards. 15 to 20 million new consumers came on and started purchasing plant material. So when plants were just starting to, the pipeline was filling up, it was depleted over the last 2-3 years. So, you know, we're sitting here with shortages on plant material. Some of our vendors we've ordered 150 pieces for, we're getting like 50 confirmed. So everything's going to be really short. So we talk about planning in the wintertime. Never is it going to be more important than this year to figure out what you need to get and get out there and get it happening early. So look at the projects you have. Let's start figuring them out now.
Good advice. Jerry, you take care. Talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote. today. Chuck Lipstrew of the Michigan Agribusiness Association joining us right now. Chuck, first of all eyes next week for the winter conference.
Yeah, sure thing, Terry. Next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're back at the Lansing Center for the MABA Winter Conference. I think you might be joining us down there at least one of those days. We're excited to be back in person. Certainly open to anybody interested in learning about what is happening out there in the industry. You can head to miagbiz.org to learn more about the conference and get signed up.
Just real quick comment, if we could get it from you, understand that the president has been meeting with some of the folks in the meat industry. And what's going on there right now, Chuck?
Sure, Terry. So yesterday, President Biden and Secretary Vilsack hosted a roundtable where they laid out what they are calling a plan to address consolidation in the meat processing sector. That's a priority they have laid out. From our perspective, Terry, I think the number one thing to consider, and we talk about this across a variety of issues right now, as we face a historic supply chain crisis and a historic labor crisis, it is sometimes very easy to simplify some of the economic challenges we are facing out there. I question whether we can address all of the various economic challenges facing agriculture by going after a small handful of companies. And actually, something we should talk about a little bit more in depth when we have time, Terry. Leading economists that have worked with other Democratic administrations, including Larry Summers, who was Bill Clinton's Secretary of the Treasury, was a top advisor to President Obama, has joined in sort of calling on the administration to take a step back from this approach of trying to use antitrust and attacking industry as what they claim to be industry consolidation as a way to address the economic challenges we face right now. I mean, the reality is the cattle industry, has been a real focus here, but we are facing unprecedented economic circumstances across the board. It's deeply complex. There's a huge number of causes to the different challenges we have out there in agriculture. And we've talked about this with other issues as well. So appreciate the focus on agriculture. I think it's always very meaningful to have the President of the United States focus on the industry. But there are a lot of questions that were unanswered yesterday that I think will come into focus here in the weeks ahead.
Good input, Chuck. We'll talk to you again soon. You take care. Have a great day. All righty.
See you next week, Terry.
Thumb Bank and Trust offers community farmers the welcome opportunity of working with people who understand the unique needs and challenges of farming. I'm Jared Fisher, Ag Specialist for Thumb Bank and Trust, and I'm also a proud farmer. All of our agricultural loan experts are working farmers, and that's just part of why Thumb Bank and Trust has been recognized as one of Michigan's premier agricultural lenders. It takes a farmer to understand the unique needs and challenges of another farmer, and it takes the lending capital available at Thumb Bank and Trust to grow a farm. Call us today or visit us at thumb.bank. We will meet you at one of our offices, in the field, or at the farm. At Thumb Bank and Trust, our relationships are built on trust. We're an old friend you can rely on. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. An equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
Joining me now, Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Steve, what's going on in New York right now? Understand record highs on the Dow?
Yeah, but not everywhere else. Dow Jones Industrial Average is hit by 253 points, putting it at 36,836, and that's on volume of 365 million shares. The Nasdaq's down 245, however, at 15,586. Volume there is 444 million shares. The S&P 500 just turned negative a couple of minutes ago. It's down 3 points at 4794. Local stocks, got time for a few?
I got about 15 seconds.
15 seconds, okay. We've got most of them green. AT&T is 25.81, up 39. Dow's 57.99, up $1.12. DuPont 82.69, that's up 203. Corteva is 47.81, up 92, and GM is ahead by 385 at 65.03.
You answered the bell. All righty. Steve, thank you. You take care. Have a great day. All right?
I will do the same. Bye-bye.
You betcha. A lot more coming up at 12:30. We'll be around for that. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original